What's up, guys? Back again with another cigar review here this afternoon. This is the Las Calaveras. If you didn't watch my other videos, I did a video on the Las Calaveras Robusto, and I did kind of a background on the fact that I got a 4-pack sampler, and I was going to do a cigar by cigar review, and I kind of did a whole rundown on Las Calaveras and Crowned Head Cigars, who makes these, and all that kind of stuff. So if you don't know anything about these guys, maybe you should go back and check that one out. But for the rest of you, here we are, number 2. This is the Las Calaveras Toro. This is the LC52. This is the 6x52 Toro. And it's the same blend as the Robusto. The binder and filler are Nicaraguan, and the wrapper is Ecuadorian Habano. So that's basically the schematics on this whole thing. Again, it's the same construction, same appearance and everything. That mottled brown wrapper with very small veins and invisible seams, and that pretty cool, plain but pretty cool band. It says Esteli, Nicaragua. So a lot of earth and leather. That's all I'm getting, really. Just earth and leather. It's real nice. It's got a florally characteristic to it. Not that it smells like flowers, but the earthy and leather notes just kind of hit you in the nose like a floral aroma would. It's real nice. Some cocoa and earth. Deep cocoa and earth on the foot. Maybe some deep charred oak in there on the foot as well. Draw, like the last one's, a bit firm, but there's a nice cedary. Wow, what I'm getting off the straw, I really can't put my finger on, unlike the last one. I know there's a cedary thing there, but there's also kind of this minty characteristic to it, kind of the cooling and the tingle on the back of the palate and the tongue that's coming through. But no definitive flavor, really. So that's what I'm going to stick with. Maybe a minty cedar. It's really weird. I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, I'll go ahead and start toasting this thing. Yeah, that pre-light draw, there's just no definitive flavors I can really just kind of stick my finger or my palate on. Besides that minty characteristic. Like I said, it wasn't really the minty flavor, but that kind of coolness and tingle that mint will give you. But there was another flavor there I just can't quite put my finger on. Maybe when I get this thing lit, we'll figure it out. We'll just kind of go from there. This is my second of the 4 of the Las Calaveras, and of course, sitting in front of the window, and as soon as I'm trying to toast, a gust of wind comes up. This is my second of the 4 Las Calaveras. Got 2 more left, and I've got 3 more left on my Diamond Crown sampler, so keep an eye out for that too. There's this cocoa-y, earthy, cedar. That's what I'm getting. Everything is deep and dark and rich. Excuse me, I've got a tickle in my nose. Everything is deep, dark, and rich, like some good Nicaraguan tobaccos should be. So that's just the first couple of draws. We're going to get into this thing, and then we can make up our minds for sure what kind of flavors this thing's kicking off. Here we are, back again, Las Calaveras Toro. Right off the bat, it's a flavorful cigar. just like the other one was. A lot of the same flavors, that earthiness. It's rich, it's smooth, it's cedary, it's leathery, and then that coffee on the tail end. It's not the bitterness of the coffee, but the flavor-wise, kind of the through-the-nose flavor of the coffee. And, you know, when I speak of flavors, there's two different sides of a flavor. There's the on the palate, and then there's through the nose. On the palate is immediately noticeable because it's right there on the palate, on the tongue. And through the nose are those notes that you kind of, characteristics you kind of pick up when you know, as you're finishing a draw. You know, you kind of breathe through your nose and see what you get on the back of the palate. And it's earthy, leathery, cedary, coffee. There's something else I'm catching there, like a buttery scotch. Not a heavy smoke outputter. This is a mild-bodied cigar. Medium, high medium strength, I would say, but full flavor right off the bat. It is a flavor bomb. One thing I will say over the Robusto is that the Robusto had a lot of these same flavors, but it had more of that peppery kick and stuff. This one doesn't. There's been no peppery kick or any of that whatsoever. It's been very smooth and rich and earthy throughout. Burning pretty nice and straight there. Pretty good little ash, one little flake right there, but that's all right. Take care of that. Anyway, I'm going to get into this thing a little bit more and then come back and tell you what we got at that point. So here we are back again. Again, really no change with the flavors, just those same basic flavors. Some of them stronger than others at times. But it's been a really rich cigar throughout. And like I said, it's a flavor bomb as far as like on the palate, through the nose, not as much, but it's just kind of carrying through the nose. But it's just a cedar. That coffee that I was talking about earlier, which was more like a black coffee, took on a bit of a cedary characteristic there for a little while. But now that we're past the halfway point here, it's starting to ramp back up, so it's kind of coming back to a black coffee again. And then there's a leather, but everything's just got this all-around dark quality to it. And another thing that I wanted to mention is the smoke off the foot on this guy. It's not a heavy smoker. Sometimes you wouldn't even think it was lit until you pick it up and take a draw off of it. And even then, you don't get a whole lot of smoke out of the mouth, which is a good thing. But I got to say, the smoke on this thing is aromatic. Even if you're a non-smoker, just the smell of the smoke on this. I mean, you know, if you've ever smelled pipe tobacco, if you've ever smelled those Black and Mild cigars, how they have that sweetness through the nose. Well, this is not, of course, those pipe tobaccos or whatever. It's just straight up natural tobacco, but you can tell it's smooth, well-aged tobacco. It smells really nice. It'd be one of those things if you were out in a public place and you were around a non-smoker, just a little bit of this smoke hits you in the nose and your brain goes, what was that? And so, yeah, you know, a lot of other times, you know, tobacco smoke hits you in the nose, and you're just like, ugh, tobacco. I mean, you know, even me smoking cigars, some of my cigars I like, but the smoke off the foot just stinks. Of course, when they stale, it really stinks up your house or your man's cave or, you know, wherever you smoke. So, but so far, the smoke is really nice on this one, too. It smells really, really nice. There's a nice sweetness to it. So I'm going to go on and get past the band point because I've been running too long on this section, and then we'll tell you what we've got. Okay. Here we are back again. A lot of the same flavors. It's just a flavor bomb cigar throughout. Deep, dark, and rich, if you like that. Body and strength, they're more towards a mild and medium. So those of you who like those deep, dark, rich flavors but not the strength, this would be a good one for you. Just a lot of that coffee, cedar, leather. There's some dark chocolate that's kind of crept in. Everything's got a creaminess to it. And then it's got an oily mouthfeel. It just kind of coats the lips, the tongue, and the palate, and the flavors are just there. This is definitely an on-the-palate flavor cigar. So if you like flavor, this is a good one. I'm going to get into the tail end of this thing, and we'll wrap this thing up. All right, the finalization of this Las Calaveras Toro review. enjoyable cigar throughout. It's the same flavors. Everything has just kind of darkened and deepened and richened, if that's a word, here since the last update. Again, there's creaminess and oiliness to everything, but it's just those deep, dark, rich, cocoa-y, leathery flavors. The cedar is there, and some of that dark chocolate. Just really, really, really nice flavors. I would liken this to the Leaf by Oscar Maduro. If you haven't had one of those, now you've got 2 cigars you need to try to find and check out, because they're really, really good cigars. If you like a flavorful cigar, I suggest this one. I'm going to call this so far my favorite of the Las Calaveras. We got 2 more to go. Seems like the bigger ring gauge has been a smoother, more flavorful cigar so far, but we will see. Don't forget, I have 3 more Diamond Crowns I'm going to do a review on. I don't expect many more changes out of this thing. Beautiful construction, draw throughout the whole thing. What more could you expect, or what least could you expect from Esteli, Nicaragua? Very, very enjoyable cigar. If you can find these guys, just search Las Calaveras 2017. They only produce 3,000 boxes of these a year, but I think that's just boxes. You know, they roll extras because that's why you've got these samplers and stuff. So if you can find a sampler or something, or if you got the money, if I had the money, would spring for a box of these, especially these Robustos. These are a magnificent cigar. Like I said, if you like a full flavor bomb cigar, but a medium at most bodied and strength cigar, you know, toward the end of it, I think you would really enjoy these. I love them. Now I'm kicking myself in the ass that all I got was 1 sampler. That's all I got on this cigar. Thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for more fucking reviews. I appreciate y'all watching. Take care. God bless. We'll see y'all later. Smoke 'em if you got 'em.